You're still watching Tea or Coffee in Nigeria's first full HD television, and yes, the conversation continues. We are still discussing Bestie Chronicles, and we are joined in the studio by the fascinating and super talented Bumi Africa. She's a spoken word artist, and she's here to let us know
Hello.
the different dimensions of friendship.
How are you? I like your skin color, by the way.
Thank
it's
you.
so, you know.
The melanin is popping.
Yes.
Yours too.
Oh, thank you.
This one's skin color is popping. How are you flattering him?
Popping.
No, yours is like glowing.
together.
He needs help with his skin. I'm just joking,
It's
your
fine,
skin
it's
is popping. So yes, Bumi Africa, I am interested. I want to know, how did you come about your stage name?
Bumi,
What's your real name, actually?
My name is Bumi, Olubumi Ononaye.
Ononaye, wow.
Yes.
So how did you come about your stage name, Bumi
I
Africa?
don't have a story. I literally just woke up and I felt like my name should be Bumi Africa. And I texted my friend and she's like, if that's what you want, fine.
Like it fits
cool.
it's a name you hear and you'd be like, Bumi Africa.
Yeah.
I would definitely like to see this person perform. It's fascinating, but I really love the name, really.
So why spoken word? Why poetry? Or why spoken word, rather?
Basically, I mean, it's all about expression, really. I feel like we all have our ways. Some choose the words, some choose drawing, it's like just our basic interaction with people, but it's really all about expression, and that's the way I can do mine. So why not?
Of course, she's definitely going to be performing for us. But before we delve into that, because we're talking about Bestie Chronicles, and we said we'll be bringing on our guest, and she's already here. So, very quickly, before you came in, we're talking about the different kinds of friends that, you can have. A lot of us just, we feel like, or growing up, we feel like a best friend has to just be one person. Yeah? What do you think, though?
I think that's childish.
Childish.
It's not a marriage.
Exactly.
It's not.
Not even a marriage. People do more than one now, so what's good?
What's good?
But really, do you feel it's necessary to actually put a tag, bestie, when it comes to friendship?
No, not necessarily. It's if you want to. If it's, for example, in marriages, I mean, let's leave marriages, maybe in like relationships where you're committed to one another. The other person wants the tag to show that this is my DTR, define the relationship. So I think sometimes in best friendships it can be like that as well, but it's not really important.
Nice. Okay.
So we have mapped out different kinds of best friends. We have said there's the long time bestie, the almost long. Was it? Is it?
The almost lifelong bestie.
The almost lifelong
like a bestie that you probably made during NYSC camp or college or something like that. A long life besties, maybe someone you've known your entire life, since childhood.
Yeah.
Then we also talk about the bestie of right now. He is a bestie of right now to me right now.
Wow.
I mean, I cannot call him a long.
All right.
So basically, we've been able to map that out.
And then there's the specific context bestie, where people, for instance, maybe you meet. So I was saying I have a specific best friend in church, where I go and worship, and I probably have another one where I go to gym or something like this. So what spectrum are you in?
When you say what spectrum am I in?
Actually want to
know. You mean what kind of besties do I have?
Okay, what kind of besties do you have?
All sorts. Everybody's my bestie.
Everybody's your bestie.
Okay, I definitely have one best friend. We've been friends since we're 9.
Okay.
So I'm like a best friend. But at the same time, it's like I'm very close to other people as well.
Yeah.
My man is my best friend.
Okay.
My best friend is my best friend. Some of my other random friends are my best friends. See, everybody really is my best friend.
Do you have a guy best friend?
A guy best friend.
Yeah.
My man,
I'm suspecting Ade.
What?
Yes, because she's beautiful. Yeah.
Can I have this conversation with Bumi? All right. So that is outside your relationship.
Outside my relationship.
A guy best friend.
Yeah, I have this really close person. He's amazing, Obafemi, and I can definitely call him my best friend. Yeah.
Because on the show we're talking about how So, okay, for instance, I was telling our viewers about a scenario where I was a guy best friend to a woman and she was in a relationship.
Ooh, okay.
And she was using me to make her partner jealous in a period where the relationship was going through, was on the rocks, where their relationship was going through, some ups and downs. So, we're just talking about how, and I was also giving, I don't know why everything's happening to me. I was also giving a scenario where, I had a female best friend and, and I was in a relationship at the time, and my then girlfriend was not impressed by this person that was my female best friend.
But I mean, was it like a jealousy thing? Was it like an insecurity thing? Or were you the one just not setting boundaries? Because I mean, with this best friendship thing, it can be really tricky.
Yes.
It can be really tricky. I'm not going to have a problem with my man having a fulfilling, wholesome female relationship, even if he calls best friend or not, outside of our relationship. Because like everybody needs more than one person in your life. One person cannot be your everything.
Exactly.
But if you decide to not have boundaries, I'm going to have a problem with that. There are boundaries.
Wow, I think it was my fault.
Okay. Yes. Anyways, but at what point do you actually call someone your best friend?
I mean, it just depends on how you're feeling at that point, at that phase in your life. There's some people you think, oh, we're best friends, but then you outgrow the relationship, or they outgrow the relationship and kind of like leave you behind. And then life just happens like that. But the old concept of like having one best friend, having many best friends defeats the best friends, defeats the point. Because best means the best. The one that is better than all the other ones. So it defeats the purpose when you have a lot. But I mean...
Also, I believe you don't necessarily have to have a lot.
No, but then it can be like...
Have you like 3, 5, hallelujah, nothing is wrong.
They're all still sharing the same title, best friends.
Right.
But at times, just imagine you're in that category that you have like, say, 4 very close, let me call them best friends now, And then in your, let me turn it around. You are a best friend to someone. That someone has 3 other best friends. Doesn't it make you feel like, okay, so you're best friends, but which one is your best of the best of the bestest friend, if there's anything like that,
No.
I mean, because doesn't it defeat the purpose of, doesn't it make it complicated, actually?
I think that the entire reason we even have, a lot of people tend to have so many best friends is because the word friend is so trivialized. Every random Tom and Harry is your best friend. Every Shola, Fola, and Bola is your best friend. So it's like, to now say, oh, this person is my friend, to show that this person is actually special, you call them best friend. But in reality, they're just your friend. Those other people that you think are just random friends, they're probably like acquaintances or people, colleagues, and people you manage.
Okay, what about those that you are sure that this person is my best friend? Now, some things would happen in your life that will make you meet other people. That even the things that a best friend is supposed to do, I guess, the people you just met, they are the one doing it. And then in your mind, you're like, but this person is my best friend. This person is supposed to be doing this.
Jealousy.
Yeah, it's not jealousy, though. But no, I'm just saying that, okay, we've come to that agreement that you don't have to have one person as your best friend. You have friends everywhere. Then again, we also said that you having different friends and calling them your best friend defeats the purpose of the word best friend. But then again, say you meet someone or you have a friend that you grew up with, this person, you guys practically share everything together, and then you just meet this one person that blows your mind. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And then won't you think that, okay, so this person should be my best friend, and then you leave the other person flapping in the breeze that, if she's your best friend, she just came right now, where do I stand?
I'm just hearing titles.
Like, we're not married. It's still the titles.
Like, I'm just hearing all these entitlements.
That's the word, entitlement. Because if you start feeling bad because I have a new best friend, like, go to...
Yeah, you need help.
They're just titles. Your place in my life would not be taken by someone else if you're there fulfilling that role. I mean, if you're meeting the need of having being like my very close friend,
there are people that are good at fulfilling the role more than the best friend does.
And it's fine, really.
But there's some people
best friends with you because I want you to do this particular thing. I'm not entitled to. Yeah, exactly. So if you do it, I'm glad. If you don't do it and someone else is doing it, I'm still grateful either way.
Well, okay.
Well, yes.
Okay, I really, really, really like that. But yes,
Are you learning something?
I've learned a lot, to be honest.
She looks like she'll punch someone in the face for like picking another best
She
friend.
is very possessive.
He keeps saying that though,
She
but
is.
I'm not really possessive.
Humans are not to be possessed. Humans, when you love someone, you don't try to possess them. You let them be.
That's what he said.
Let
he said,
it go.
okay, hold on. Okay, I'm actually curious now. Say, for example, you love this person. This person did not tell you that they want to go. Do you really believe in when you love something, you let it go? When if it is yours, to come back?
That's not what I'm
but
saying.
No,
You're taking me out of context.
But do you believe this?
In letting people go when you love them.
When you love them.
When I say let people go, I mean let them be their full selves. Let them do the things they wish to do for you. Let them go out there, experience the world, have other relationships. Like, don't hold them back just because you love, this is my best friend. This is my best friend. Can I have another best friend? No. Let people just be. That's what I mean.
That's so so I think that goes to answer your question about what it means to let things go. If you love them, so just let them be who they are.
Because some people feel like you letting them go is you letting them go completely from your life.
But
and if it is yours,
can you force people to love you?
You can't force people to love you. That's the simple truth.
If they don't do the things you feel like they need to do, if they're not meeting the needs, like the reasons why you have them as friends, if they're not meeting those needs and you feel like it's not comfortable anymore, it's like a business arrangement. When someone's not meeting your needs, you just let it go.
Let it go.
Don't hold on and say,
I think that's where it's holding on to things you should let go that begins to breed toxicity between two people. And then you see that. And then when one person acts in a way that is completely out of character, you're asking, where did this behavior come from? This behavior has been piling up. You just didn't notice that. You just, chose not to pay attention. So I completely agree with you. A relationship that isn't working, let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. Yes, that's for me, Africa. She's been able to dissect this conversation on Bestie Chronicle. And honestly, I've learned
I don't know how I came in as a spoken word artist and you put me into psychology.
Speaking of which, she is a spoken word artist and she will definitely be performing for us today.
Okay.
So how many will you be performing?
2.
Okay.
But I think we can start with 1.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. My grandmother says degrees don't make a woman. A true woman mixes spices to perfection, kneels to serve her husband and ignores the bite of a toddler while it suckles on her sore nipples. Darling, the things you must learn have been written in those books. They lay at your mother's feet under the heat of the kitchen stove. A young man on Twitter feels the need to declare his innocence under a thread about my experiences. He starts off his declaration with, "Not all men." And it kills me that I'm somehow expected to justify his rage while explaining mine calmly. My girlfriend and I go to a group dinner. Our friend starts off a conversation about the latest additions to the LGBTQIA+ community. He shuffles around the topic with indifference like he has the power to tell us who to be. You see, I'm not mad at that. But then he turns towards me, he winks, licks his lower lip, says, "I'm up for a threesome when you both realize what's missing." You see, from the home to the streets, a woman's body is nothing but the subject of a thesis in mind control. So when you hear a poem like this and it does nothing but prey upon your ego, pokes at it till it rises like a beast only for you to question my pain with empty religious fallacies and brittled cultural norms that you have refused to let evolve, you'd hear me laugh. Because my intention was never to soothe your insecurities. And every second I spend pandering to your purposeful ignorance is another second a young girl is being taught she needs to dress a certain way to avoid attention from uncles who have no business in her pants anyways. Another day, a woman is killed for daring to walk out on her abuser. Another week, rape victims are plastered across the news and people feign concern for a minute or two. Another season, the world pretends women's cries are nothing but empty noises and tells us to tone it down. So yes, I'm angry. I wake up livid. I breathe disgust. I write a poem about how much I hate the patriarchy, then I go to bed. I sleep in fear of the horror that is about to befall a woman right next door or somewhere across the world. Then I rinse and repeat. I rinse and repeat.
Wow. Okay.
This is how you appreciate poetry.
Yep. We don't clap.
Yes.
We don't clap.
You see?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. That's
It's not called recently.
Wow.
What's the name?
It's called Not Today.
Not today.
Not today.
What inspired? Because I noticed that in that poem, it has a lot of stories in it. What inspired you to put this together, this particular piece together?
So I was writing for a project. I recently worked on this project with some other spoken word artists. It's titled Oriana. It's Igbo for illumination.
Okay.
So we just wanted to focus on issues in the society. There were 2 male spoken word artists and I was the only female. Okay. So I figured, why not talk about something that is currently affecting women, speak for the women. And gender-based violence is so rampant in our community. It is barely shamed, if we're being honest. As opposed to the predators being shamed, it's usually the victim that get the brunt of it.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd talk about it, but I wanted it to come from a storytelling point of view. I wanted to tell my own personal experiences. Like I said, the man on Twitter, what my grandmother says, what my friend will say, stuff like that. It's like, when you look at everything together, it's like women just would never hear the end of it. And it's like you have to keep trying to explain to people,
a lot of people,
both men and women, that we're going through this. We're not joking. It's not empty noises. Every woman at least 9 in 10 women have been sexually harassed. They have some sort of story or the other to tell. So it's like, no, I'm tired of explaining. Not today. I'm just done explaining. Your ignorance at this point is purposeful. It's not because there's no data out there in the world. It's not because women are not crying every day and talking about it. It's because you have just refused to listen. And I'm not going to keep explaining. And that was what that poem was about.
That was deep. You said this, that was really deep.
Very
You see, did you see her expression?
Yeah.
Everything was in sync, and this is what poetry is all about, and I really love it. But yes, she still has one more to do for us this morning, and I cannot wait to. Yes, I'm super excited. I cannot wait to listen. Just pick my interest. All right.
Okay, this is calm. Let's bring down the.
Let's bring it down.
That was really tough, so let's just bring it down.
Okay.
Let's talk a little about love.
Oh, love.
So, I miss you, but I don't miss the me I was when I was with you. You see, it's funny who you became, who I turned into. At the time, it all seemed so simple, busy, losing me. All along, I was loving you. I let you keep taking things I wasn't willing to give. I put a zipper on my needs just to keep the peace. And every time you apologized, it was rinse and repeat. If my mind doesn't have a mind of its own, why can't I control the thoughts of you? Isn't demonizing you something I'm naturally supposed to do? You hurt me, but my mind can't seem to turn on you. I still justify the bad with the good. Am I still a fool? You see, I still want you. What is it about you? Why do I still crave you? Loving me doesn't feel whole when I'm not loving you. This could have been a fairy tale, but look what you made me do. You wonder I walked away, but I really needed to. You kept turning on me when things got uncomfortable. When I spoke my fears, you said I was being unreasonable. You say to me, suck it up. 1 minute you were loving me, the next you turn around to do things and mess it up. Now there's a hole in my chest where you used to be. I know this is for the best, but I can't seem to get used to it. I still love you.
Oh my days.
Okay.
I want to hear more. I want to hear more.
You have to hear more. You have to say. You have to say.
This is amazing.
You're really good.
I think for me, it's the expression.
Yeah.
And the way the words,
I think it's for me, it's the delivery.
The way the words, it's the expression, it's the delivery, it's everything.
Yeah.
That's why it's spoken word poetry. It's not just writing. It's like acting on stage. It's performance poetry.
Yeah.
Performance art, actually.
Yes, that was Bumi Africa, a spoken word artist. And if you're like me, because she's blown me away, I've been blown away. But if you're like me and, you felt everything she said today, please look for her on all social media platforms and follow her.
So I think your social media is Bumi Africa.
Yes,
Bumi
on
Africa.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Gmail. Bumi Africa. Yeah, Bumi Africa.
But yes, that was again Bumi Africa, and she's a spoken word artist, and she just did a very amazing performance.